Okay, when last we left, we were doing visible lines or visible line blocking. And we're going to change the graphics around here by using textures and whatnot. So the first thing we're going to do is we enter room 42. We're going to draw some walls. So go over to paint. We're going to go to object. I'm picking object because, how can I explain this? If I do a background and I pick a texture, and let's say I want to pick stone. Well, I'll pick stone 1. Now we'll just pick the purple tile for a background, and the walls will be stone 1. And if I draw a box like they tell you in all the tutorials to do, I'll make this. Looks great. And we go over here and we make another one like this. Looks great. But in order to get rid of this, we've got to use the whole Control-Shift thing. Like that. It gets a little difficult. And you see how it erases the background? So you see the map coming through. And this makes things very difficult. So I don't like doing that. So we'll clear all this out. And we're going to go to Object, and we're going to have an object with no texture in the middle. In fact, I'm just going to draw a line. I like the lines better. So we're going to go left click and right click. Oops, we're going to snap to grid. So left click, and right click, and right click, and left click. And we'll do the same thing over here, left and right and left, left and left. And we'll do this with all these. And we're just going to change the shape of these rooms just slightly to be a little more grid-based. So everything becomes very square. Not a big deal. Okay, so there's some basic lines. And we'll do this up here too. So this is more of a freehand thing. And oops. I'm not great at this, but you can go back and fix it up later if you want to. Okay, so there's that. Now, if we go to our background and we clear our this and pick a texture of, I like these textures here. By the way, I've downloaded a bunch of textures and a bunch of icons from various sources. It's up to you to find them. There are other tutorials, and check the forums on MapTools on where to find them. I was using this one, I think from my upstairs one, so I'll use that again. And snap to grid. And now, if I wanted to change, let's say, well, let's do the rest of these two. These are full, and those are full. Well, I got some pillars in here, I think. Let me check real quick. Yep, room 47 has pillars in it. So we're going here back to our line texture I was using. That. Go freehand. I'm going to hold the control. Okay, we're in the center. I'm going to put the pillars smack dab in the center. These are just a width of 20 like the last ones were. Just not too bad. And go back over here to our other texture for our floor. And it's a square. Okay, so that's not too bad. Go to visible line blocking, and you can see that it's not too bad. We've really cleaned the map up quite a bit. Possibly too much, because you don't see all the garbage and dirt and whatnot. If you're artistic, you can add that back in. But I'm going to actually remove all the background here real quick. And oops. Again, holding the shift key down. Oops. That's the visible line blocking background. Paint. The reason I'm doing this is when we put the background in, we hid everything. And it'd be nice to know like what room numbers are. So one of these things I downloaded over here were markers, numbers, and letters. So I need a 42. And if you look here, there is not a 42. That's unfortunate. But we can make a 42. So if you look at these closely, those would be a hidden object, and we'll just drag a 40 over there. I want to snap, and I want to be free size. These things are basically a large. Well, a large is 2 by 2, which is 100 pixels. So go over to here, and we'll say new. We don't care what it's called, but it's 100 by 100. There's 100 by 100. Now we're going to do a new layer. You don't care what it's called. And we're going to uncheck the background. Now in Photoshop, if it has this little gray patch or grid pattern, it's considered transparent, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to use Book Antigua as our font to match the other one. I don't know if it's perfect or not, but it's close. 72 points, fine. So 42. I don't want green, I want black. There's 42, and we'll center it. And regular, none. Okay. And then file, save as. Now it needs to be saved as a PNG file in order to preserve the transparency. Let me take a new folder called numbers. And inside numbers, we'll put 42. And I happen to know I'm going to need a 43. And so on, but I'm going to skip that for now. So we're going to delete the 40 because we don't want him. And we're going to go to objects, start free size, start snap to grid. We don't want to snap in the grid. And we're going to go up here to my personal stuff, place up. Where's my numbers? I don't have numbers in here. No. Okay, so we'll just close that and restart it. When you create a new folder, sometimes the library does not update. I don't know why. It's no big deal though. Okay, go back to our map. Okay, what was I working on? I was working on, why did it not save? I don't know, okay. I was looking for numbers. Look, numbers. Okay, so we're going to take 42 as a hidden item because we don't want the players necessarily to see our 42. So there's our 42. And we'll do the same thing for 43. So if you view show as player, they don't see those 42 and 43. Okay, so I need a 47 as well. Again, needs to be a PNG. Okay, now A, C, E, B, D, and F, we probably don't need those. Let's take a look real quick. Was that 47? Yeah, that's probably worth putting those in there. So I think there was an A, B, C, D, E, and F in here. Yeah, they're the wrong case, but good enough. A, B, C, D, E, and F. I don't think you can do this, but I'm going to try. Oh, you can. Look at that. Okay, so there's those. Now, we seem to have lost the pillars, so I'm going to put the pillars back in. Again, we want to be an object. And we're going to use one of the textures I built. And a brush of 20. Snap to grid. Okay. And now we need some doors. So we're going to go find the doors. And the doors were in Tortson's objects. Doors, look at that. Well, I just happen to have a door from one of my other level, so I'm going to go grab that real quick. So I have those objects, grab that door, Control C for copy, Control V for paste. There it is. The reason I picked this one is it's the same size as all the other ones, and I've actually put some properties on it like the thickness and the hardness based upon the information in the campaign. So that makes it nice and easy for me. And I'm going to stick it right about, right about in there, and send it to the object. So there's one door, and another door goes there. I'm going to hold the Shift key down and move the mouse, and that allows me to rotate things. And one goes there, and one goes there. As you can tell, I'm not following the map perfectly, but close. And it's up to you if you want to go perfect, or you may just want to take the map as is, because it's much faster than rebuilding it like I'm doing. Okay, that's all the doors in that particular area. Okay, now we're going to fix up the walls so they actually come in. That one's... So I'm going to change this to a 0. And I'll leave that 20 for the moment because I forgot to bring this guy in. rest look okay. Now we're going to go draw a square over the back of it. Make sure we're on object still. Hold the shift key down, and we're going to use the crosshair and make sure we're vertically there. Click and down the bottom. I'm holding the shift key down as well, and I'm going to erase that wall. And do that to all these doors. You don't have to be absolutely perfect. Just need to be close. Might have to redo that one again, we'll see here. That one. Okay, that's not too bad. And then we'll draw our background finally again. As you can tell, I'm still not very good at this, but well, I'm making my way there. I put in all the wall segments on the object layer. When I draw the background, they stay there because the background is always the bottom layer. You don't have to be perfect. The visible line blocking will take care of all the run over I have. Okay. There's that. We're going to go View, Show as Player, and turn the fog of war back on, and you can see that, oh, I got some bleed over there. I'm going to go back and fix that. Go through that door. So I got some visible line blocking problems here because I took them all out. Look at that. So we're going to go back to a square. I'm just holding the control key down to get some gross settings going. Okay, that's not too bad. And use that one. Again, holding the control key down. Make all the rooms the same size. Okay, these pillars, we're going to use the circle. I'm going to hold the control key down to put it in the center. You can see that it makes a nice big one. I'm going to release the control key. It allows me to resize it. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this thing a little bit. I don't want a big block, just a little bit of one. There's no copy and paste that I'm aware of for visible line blocks. Some people like to put X's in instead. It's supposed to improve performance. I haven't decided yet. I've not used MapTools long enough to tell you what's more efficient and what's not. But that's kind of cool. Okay, now, as you move along, you can kind of see what you can and can't see. It's kind of cool. Now, as a Dungeon Master again, what you want to do is if you want to open a door, you basically go to your object layer, grab a hold of your door, you hold the Shift and Control keys down, and you can actually open the door nice and slow. And then go to your visible line layer, and you basically erase the visible line blocking, and there you go. You can see in there. If you wanted to, you can redraw it where the door's at. I don't usually bother unless it's important for the campaign. Okay, there's that part. And we'll go back and show you how to fix up this cavey area, because it's all messed up with the visible line blocking. So, what are we going to do? We're going to just block it again real quick. So you can't see anything. And we're going to use the freehand one. And we're just going to right click, right click, right click. We're just going to follow this thing around until we get tired of clicking. Just right clicking to extend the polyline. It'll be perfect. Just want to make sure you're inside whatever your black boundary is that you got for your wall. Oh, I should have held the shift key down. Okay. Oops. See how it's white now? That's much better. So those are the basic things to make an enhanced visible line and to put some textures in here. I'm going to skip forward a lot to show you how the rest of this thing turns out. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you the one I already did. So this is the top level. And I don't have it all finished yet, but it's pretty close. Give you some examples here. Where'd my guy go? So here's my sample hero. Obviously, if you had a party of 4, you'd have more than just one of these. Here you can see the hero. You can see all the kobolds. And the visible line blocking's there. All the doors are in there already. That's a stone door. When you click on the stone door, it tells you the thickness. There's some GM notes, which are actually wrong in this case. I'm going to go fix those while I'm here. But when you click on them, they give you the thickness and whatnot. If you click on the kobolds, I don't have the framework working on this guy yet. These areas here I've done with the template tools. They're actually hidden. Ooh, that one's not. I need to fix that one too. I'll show you how to fix that. The reason it was there was the door is barred and locked. So I'm just using the blue to show that there's something unique about this door. So as the modules progress, you don't have to look up every single door as they pass it or every time I want to open it up. But it does show that it's locked and barred from the outside. I've copied and pasted that from the module. I don't copy and paste everything from the module, but just the pieces that are descriptive to the player. So we're going to go in here, and I must be on the background, so we're going to clear that out. Ooh, that was not what I wanted. Maybe it's object. Nope. Token? How is that? Why can they see that? Okay, there's only 3 low, only 4 to pick from. No, I must have been the background one. So I'll put the background back in. Actually, the background's just a little different. It's this one here. Okay, so we're going to draw a square. This is being a real pain in the ass. I think that took care of it. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to go to the hidden layer, and we're going to pick blue and blue. And let's there we go. So now when I go view, show as player, the player can't see that. And there's another one over here. The player can't see that one. And if you look inside, I got a myth it, and the door tells you a description of the door and a bunch of other stuff. For creatures, generally I just go ahead and lay them in here. In this particular case, I've actually put the skeletons in the non-visible area. They'll never be able to see them. I did the same thing for these skeletons up here, just placed them off the board. When it's time for them to come into play, I basically just move them into play, and the player will be able to see them. So as you can see, view, show as player. The player can see only the one I moved in. The ones that are in the non-visible layer they can't see. The other way they do that is they actually hide the tokens. It's more work. I don't usually bother. There's a trap obviously there. View, show as player, and you can't see that. If I click on the door, it shows as a trap, what type of trap, etc. I got that from the module. I just copied and pasted it in. Had to tweak it a little bit. For vision, like this is dark vision here. In this particular room, it's actually light. And if I go view, show as player, this thing needs to be hidden. I'm just going to move over to outside here. I could hide it. I don't want to. So now, view, show as player. Even though I only have 60 foot of dark vision, I can still see into the next room because it's lit. And it's lit via this torch up here. And that's like on the object layer. There's a green torch up there, and it's providing light. There's also a secret door here, which is hidden, which you can't see if you're a player. As a dungeon master, you would basically just, change the map or unblock the visible locking lines. So that's the end of part 3. I'll probably do a part 4 that might show some of the framework options. We'll see.